It's time to cook with the quarantine chef.
Hi guys, tonight we're making Primavera spaghetti squash.
It's time to cook.
The first step is to cut the spaghetti squash in half. After doing that, grab a spoon and take out all of the seeds and all of that stringy stuff. Now take some olive oil, rub it down, season with some salt and some pepper. Really whatever seasonings you like. And then toss it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. I did it for 40 minutes, and I actually could have left it a little longer. After that, begin to cut up the vegetables. I learned on TikTok if you put a wet paper towel down while cutting the onions, it should help you not cry because the onions are attracted to the water. It did help some, but I didn't remember this until the second cut, so I don't know if it really helped or if it was just in my imagination. But I'll definitely try this again, putting the wet paper towel down the next time I cut onions. Heat some olive oil in the pan, add the garlic, add the onions, and let those cook for about 3 minutes. In the meantime, chop up the other vegetables. That's the mushrooms being chopped. Cutting off the bad part of a squash that I had and then splitting that in half so I can also use my handy dandy vegetable cutter to chop that quickly. So at this part, I was actually only supposed to add the mushrooms, but because I already had the mushrooms and squash mix, I just added them both. And then here I am back to cutting vegetables. The recipe doesn't call for the peppers, but I had some, decided to use it. Using canned asparagus was definitely a bad idea. It looked gross. It actually came out okay, but I would use fresh asparagus if I did this dish again. I've added some broccoli and red bell pepper. The bell pepper mainly for the color. I was supposed to add tomatoes, but I didn't have any. Now it's time to season. I was putting in some salt, some pepper. Then I also added a bit of garlic powder. Then I added some milk. And the final ingredient, I think the final ingredient, was some Parmesan cheese and lots of it. I wasn't sure if I would like the vegetables, so I made sure and added extra cheese. Here I am pulling down the spaghetti from the squash, and then I mixed that spaghetti in with the other vegetables, and I was ready to scoop it in. All right, time for the best part. I've already tasted the mixture without the spaghetti squash. I don't think I put that on camera. But the last step was to use my fork to pull down the spaghetti squash. And once I took it out of the oven, and then mix that with the other stir-fry mixture that I had. And then just put it all back in. So without it, it was really good. I was a little nervous because I'm not a big fan of soft vegetables. But it's good. I guess it's almost like an Alfredo thing. Just made in a different order because it has the garlic, the butter, and then the milk. So it's really good, which is surprising. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms, but I am finding that with the right combination, I can eat it. And that's the same thing with yellow squash. I was never a big fan of yellow squash, but with the right combination, it's good. And this is the right combination. So I'm going to finish eating, and I'll see you guys in the next video.